think they're all ready to go. Thank you guys for coming and being with us. You take us home. Y'all make them welcome. SpringStreet.
Thank you.
Ashes of love, cold as ice. You make the dance and I'll pay the price. Our love is gone, there's no doubt. Ashes of love, the flames burned out. The love light that gleams in your eyes, well, it has gone out to my surprise. We said goodbye and my heart bled. Well, I can't revive, our love is dead. Ashes of love, cold as ice. You make the dance and I'll pay the price. Our love is gone, there's no doubt. Ashes of love, the flames burn out. Get it, Dan?
Oh, Dan. Mr. Dan Nieto out of Tulsa.
I trusted, dear, that our love would stand. Your every wish, it was my command. Now my heart tells me that I must forget. Well, I loved you then, but I still love you yet. Ashes of love, it's cold as ice. You make the dance and I'll pay the price. Our love is gone, there's no doubt. Ashes of love, the flame burned out.
Make welcome Mr. Nick Alberti from Tahlequah.
Ashes of love, cold as ice. You make the dance and I'll pay the price. Our love is gone, there's no doubt. Ashes of love, the flames burned out. Ashes of love, the flames burned out.
Well, thank you.
3, 4.
How about a little Johnny Cash?
Well, I left Kentucky back in '49, went to Detroit working on the assembly line. The first year they had me putting wheels in them Cadillacs. And every day I'd watch them beauties roll by, but sometimes I'd hang my head and cry, cause I always wanted me one that was long.
Oh, yeah.
So one day I devised myself a plan that would be the envy of most any man. I'd sneak it out there in the lunchbox in my hand. You know, getting caught meant getting fired, but I figured I'd have it all by the time I retired. I'd have myself a car worth at least $100 grand. And I'd get it one piece at a time, and it wouldn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, cause I'll have the only one there is around. One of a kind. So the very next day when I punched in a big lunchbox and helped my friends, I left that day with a lunchbox full of gear. But you know, I've never considered myself a thief, but GM wouldn't miss one little piece, especially if I strung it out over several years. And the next day I got me a fuel pump, then I got me an engine, and I got a trunk, and then I got a transmission and all that chrome. The little stuff I got in my big lunchbox, like nuts and bolts and all 4 shocks, but the big stuff we stuck out in Steve's mobile home. Well, up to now, my plan went all right until we tried to put it all together one night, and that's when we noticed that something was definitely wrong. Well, that transmission was a 53, but the motor turned out to be a 73, and when we tried to put in the bolts, man, all the holes were gone. So we drilled it out just so it would fit, and with a little bit of help from an 8-after kit, we had that engine humming just like a song. Now the headlights, there was another side. We had 2 on the left and only 1 on the right. When we pulled out the switch, Mike, all 3 of them come on. And the back end looked kind of funny too, but we put it all together when we got through. Well, that's when we noticed that we only had 1 tail fin. Just about that time, my wife walked out, and I could see it in her eyes that she had her doubts, but she opened up the door and said,
Honey, take me for a spin. Oh, yeah.
So we drove it on uptown to get the tag, and I took it right on down the main drag, and I could hear everybody laughing for miles around. But up there at the courthouse, you know, they didn't laugh because to type it up, it took the entire staff, but they got through, man, the title weighed 60 pounds. But I still got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. I'm gonna ride around in style, I'm gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around. Yeah, Red Rider, this is the Cottonmouth and the Psychobilly Cadillac. But yeah, this is the Cottonmouth and negatory on the cost of this machine. You might say I went up to Detroit and picked it up. It's a lot cheaper than that. How cheap? How cheap? Or what year?
What year?
What year? Well, it's 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, all the way. It's a 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 1970 automobile. And I still got it one piece at a time, and it didn't cost me a dime. You'll know it's me when I come through your town. It's knocking. I'm gonna ride around in style, gonna drive everybody wild, 'cause I'll have the only one there is around.